Recently, I visited Washington, D.C. for the National Association of Realtors and National Women's Council of Realtors mid-year meetings. Did you know that over 9,000 realtors from across the United States met with legislators to lobby for property rights and home ownership? Whether you're a Republican, lean Democrat, or like to be an independent, this update is about what matters most to realtors and how we are working to protect property rights and encouraging lawmakers to bring about more home ownership in America. I was able to listen to some of our Greater Harris County congressional delegates, including Representatives Gene Green and Al Green, the Honorable Ted Poe, Dr. Babin, Representative Weber, and Congressman Kevin Brady. They're all chewing on tax reform. Our nation's homeowners pay more than 80% of all personal income taxes in the United States. I think you can agree that tax reform must not place an undue burden on our nation's homeowners, but we have needed this reform for many years. Realtors favor tax reform, especially changes that will ease the burden on small businesses. The realtor reform proposal would consolidate individual tax brackets, lower rates, double the standard deduction, and eliminate most itemized deductions. There were many members of the U.S. House of Representatives that listened to our issues to preserve the mortgage interest deduction and the property tax deductions. Another issue that they're working on is extending flood insurance before the September 30th deadline. On May 25th, the House Financial Services Committee released portions of draft legislation to reauthorize and reform the National Flood Insurance Program, which you may have heard referred to as NFIP. We don't want NFIP to lapse because each lapse costs 40,000 home sales per month. Without reauthorization, NFIP cannot issue or renew policies in 22,000 communities where flood insurance is required for a mortgage. You don't want to be one of those home sellers or home buyers. The Realtors' legislative and regulatory agenda focuses on efforts to stimulate, stabilize, and strengthen real estate markets across the nation while protecting the business interest of members. A fundamentally sound and dynamic U.S. real estate market is an essential component of the American economy and fosters vibrant communities where we live and work. In the NAR boardroom, there were many things discussed. You may have heard of the USDA loan that allows consumers to put zero down on homes in certain areas where they qualify. The U.S. Department of Agriculture has provided a report to Congress proposing their reorganization. NAR is concerned with the proposal and currently opposes USDA reorganization. NAR sent a letter to congressional members with jurisdiction over USDA asking them to retain the Rural Development Undersecretary and keep these critical programs fully functioning. NAR would like the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau to be overseen by a 5-person commission rather than one single director. NAR's Managing Director of Housing Research, Danielle Hale, shared some interesting information with me when we talked on Houston Real Estate Radio.
So our forecast actually calls we saw home sales of about 5.3 million in 2015, and we're expecting it to go up to 5.4 million in 2016, and somewhere between 5.5 and 5.6 million in 2017. So steady, not huge jumps, but steady growth moving forward.
In 2016, the number of first-time home buyers and the home ownership rate was low. Home ownership provides social benefits to communities, increasing neighborhood stability and community involvement. America must continue to encourage home ownership. Home ownership has always been a cornerstone of our nation and differentiates the United States from many countries around the world. Fiscal constraints have left lawmakers struggling to balance budgets and improve our economy, but there are critical programs that encourage home ownership. Still, the American dream. Protecting property rights for consumers is just one part of mid-year meetings. In addition to lobbying in D.C., the mid-year meetings offer hundreds of educational classes, committee sessions, and forums over the course of the week. We are exposed to the newest real estate technologies for consumers so that you receive the best service when you list to sell your home with Register Real Estate Advisors. I'm Shannon Register, and I'm one of the millions of NAR members that attended the NAR and Women's Council 2017 mid-year meetings in Washington, D.C., and this has been your Real Estate Legislative Update.